Hello, everyone. This is the lovely Seether Court, not really. But today I have someone here who is going to be doing my first ever interview for yet another series that's probably going to be done like one episode every like 17 years, so just be aware of that. But I have my guest here, also known as you,
Hi.
not you the viewer, but you, minus the O, Yu Puffin.
It's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny! It's not funny!
That's me.
Puffin the bird. Nice to have you on the show.
Thank you, Seether. Hello. Hello, everybody. So, yes.
So we have our first guest here today. I'm completely winging this, so this could probably become the worst freaking thing that has ever existed within the community that will probably be hated way more than Tony the Tiger Gate or anything like that.
Well, considering I'm a bird, I'm very okay with winging things.
Very, very nice. Very clever. So yes. So we have our first guest, and I have essentially for this series, I'm just going to find other, interesting, unique people in the community, and I'll be asking like the same series of questions to hope give like other insights onto things, so you just don't have to hear my own opinion and think I am your god and I have the greatest opinion ever. Bow down before me and listen to my words. Anyway, so yes. My first question I have for you is, what is your persona exactly, and pretty much give like a summarization of yourself / what your persona self would be and such. So you can get on with that.
Okay, yep. Hello, my name is Yu Puffin, as you know, and my persona is a blue tufted puffin, and her name is Yu, and I like to do a lot of really artsy things, except I don't really focus on one. I just kind of dabble in a ton of them. As a result, I'm mediocre at a lot of things. So I like to draw, and I like to dance, and I like to make costumes.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. This is still the first one, so there's going to be a lot of dead air space that can be pretty awkward, so I apologize for that again.
Okay.
But, okay, so that's a pretty interesting rundown over that. Do you have anything else extra to add on to that? Any other small things you like to do that is related to the furry community that you like doing?
Not that I can think of. I like watching other people's dances and looking at other people's art and everything and going to conventions, all that fun stuff.
I got you. So this next one ask is gonna come into more so me asking about your certain things and why you're into them, and that is what exactly caused you to get involved with this very strange community of people?
It's hard to remember exactly because it was kind of a lot of things, not even all at once, just kind of over a certain span of time. I think the first thing was I saw a video of one of Dream Vision Creations fursuits. And around the same time, I was watching videos of fursuit dancing and the Furry Week in Atlanta fursuit dance competition. And also some of Kijani Lyon's fursuiting fun videos on his YouTube channel. And just a combination of all of that made me think, oh wow, this looks really cool. I want to try doing this too. And that was only a few years ago, and now here I am.
It's a very, very interesting story to talk about. But yes, that's actually really cool. I'm sorry if I'm sounding really weird about it.
Oh, that's all right.
Anyway, so yes. Next, I'm asked, can't speak. But what I was going to ask, my head's getting scrambled for some reason, I don't freaking know. But what I was going to ask that goes into that last question is exactly what caused you to get into the certain things you enjoy doing, such as art and dancing in the community? What really brought you into getting into those things?
Specifically for each one. Well, I've been drawing since I was a teeny weeny kid. I don't know, for some reason I've always liked drawing, so just continuing to do that. And I kind of, let's see. I guess drawing furries and animals and all sorts of things has always been one of my interests, but I didn't really know there was a community for it until recently, a few years ago, when I got into the other furry things at the same time. And for dancing, a lot of it was that one video of the Furry Weekend Atlanta fursuit dance competition, and just me after that looking up so many other videos of fursuit dances and thinking, wow, that looks really fun, I want to try it, because I have a little bit of experience like copying choreography stuff at the time, but not really any serious dancing, as I like to say. So that would be a expansion for me, and also, yeah, just having the extra twist with the fursuit in it. Not only you're portraying a character and basically trying to dance while wearing a couch, which adds that extra difficulty level. So I'm always up for an interesting challenge in that respect. And for the costumes aspect, just probably pretty much the same thing. Just looking at tons of videos and pictures of fursuits and thinking, wow, that looks really fun. I want to try making one. They look awesome. And it was a good project for me, and now I have a fursuit of my very own persona. So, yeah.
It's pretty cool. I don't know if I already asked this or not, but what usually gave you the inspiration to go exactly for a puffin / going in for, like, you know, the name of Yu? Is there any, like, meaning towards it and such?
There's meaning. It's not really deep. Yu was originally a character I created for a little mini comic type thing I did, I think, in, like, 2011. And I wanted it to be about seabirds, so I was looking for some seabirds, and I thought puffins were totally cute. Tufted puffins specifically. They're tufts and they're a very expressive look. And I think that was also around the time I was starting to teach myself some Japanese. And so my favorite letter of one of the several Japanese alphabets was the syllable U, because it looks like a fish. And so I was designing Yu as a character, and I would put that letter on her wings just because I thought it looked cool, and then I couldn't think of a name for her, so I sat and thought for a few days, and at the end, like, you know what, I'm just going to name her Yu because that's what's written on her wings. And then that kind of stuck for a while. And she wasn't really my persona back then, but like when I started getting into the fursuiting and thinking about making my fursuit, I wanted to come up with a unique character to make a fursuit out of that I also wouldn't be totally devastated if it didn't turn out right, because it was my first fursuit, and I've read that. And I agree that I think if you're doing a fursuit, it may not come out exactly how you think it is, so it's better if it's not like your favorite character ever. So I just kind of picked Yu because she was a character I had already developed a lot, but I didn't have a really defined persona yet, so I figured I could try it out and see how it worked, and obviously it worked really well because now she's my persona.
That's pretty cool, yeah. Oh crap, my chair is squeaking like crazy. I need to put oil in it. I've said that like 20 times when I record. But that's pretty interesting. I like how you go to that like kind of like Japanese, you know, lettering kind of thing with that. That's pretty cool.
Yes, Japanese alphabets are very fun. Hard to learn, but very fun anyway.
Yeah. To see is a bunch of dashes at times, but yeah. Next thing I want to go on to is kind of more of like a personal question, and it revolves around, or more so a controversial question for some, but it's what kind of things do you enjoy in the community and other things that you specifically dislike in the community? Like, what are some pros and cons that you see personally, and then maybe also pros and cons that you see all around for the community?
This is kind of a cop-out answer because everyone says it, but I think it's true. I really like how inclusive and friendly the fandom is. Like, everyone I've met in the furry fandom has been so nice, and like they're like a big family, really. Like, even
there's that. Sorry, I was just gonna say that there's that one bad egg. There's the one.
Yeah,
I get what you're meaning.
Every so often, there's like that one. You're right. There's one bad egg. I haven't come across a whole lot of bad eggs in my recent memory, but yeah, as a whole, the fandom is pretty great in my opinion. And there's all kinds of great people who do their own inspiring things like art and dance and other unique things that I can't think of off the top of my head, and everyone's so great. So that's what I enjoy about it. And I can't say for sure there's anything in particular I dislike about the fandom. I haven't really thought about it a whole lot, and I'm generally not a very opinionated or critical person, so it's hard for me to find things I dislike about anything.
I got you. Next thing I kind of want to go into that can kind of relate to, like, you know, likes/dislikes, or so goes more into the thinking about what, like, you know, is overall for the community, if it's good or bad, is where do you feel like the fandom will be more so in the future? Let's say like maybe a decade from now, or as it goes by, because you see like it evolving over time in a way. Because, like, you know, it used to be more so recluse a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's kind of becoming a more mainstream thing, as you can see through, like, social media or just the big internet media in general?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. It's kind of hard for me to answer because I feel like it's been a few years, but I feel like I haven't been in the fandom that long compared to other people, especially considering a lot of fandom has been around like since I was really little or before I was even born. So just I felt I've get that kind of fandom experience I've only read about before. It's kind of mind-boggling for me, but I'm sure I'm making tons of people out there feel really old right now by saying that.
That's fine.
As for the fandom in the future,
Like any guesses or speculations you have?
well, I would like it if it was like more. If it could get even more mainstream, that'd be great. Like, it would be more like how you said, it's going to be more open and mainstream. And I think if it could keep going in that direction at least a little bit, that would be nice, because there's still kind of that lack of knowledge floating around where people would hear the word furry and they're like, oh, furries, I don't know if I like furries, and then they haven't even met a furry, or like they don't really know what it's about, they just hear it and they have that gut reaction that maybe it might not be a good thing, but like I just want it, as for the future, I would like if it was more of one of those things where you could just say, oh yeah, it's something I'm interested in, it's something I like to do, and people could just go, oh yeah, okay, that's cool. Kind of like when you say, I really like this TV show. Then it could be like that, instead of it being like, wait a second. So then people having to think about that and possibly having the reaction of it not being necessarily a great thing. Even though it's
Pretty
actually
cool.
really awesome.
I understand you on that. If it's okay to go into the next aspect I'd like to ask about is memorable stories you might have that you're okay with sharing, or like any like con stories or meetup stories, if you're okay with sharing any of those that are like memorable or hilarious or kind of emotional or things like that.
I'm sure I have some. I'm not sure I can remember them all at once. I haven't been to a whole lot of conventions. But just like, I think so far my most memorable story was my first fursuit dance competition at Rainforest 2013. That was the last year they did it before they had preliminary, so anyone could go in and say, hey, I want to do the dance competition, and they would let you go on stage and dance.
Oh,
And
nice.
obviously that was kind of a gateway thing for me because it was my first time being on stage, and it was really fun, made me realize that fursuit dancing was an awesome thing, and I also love being on stage, so that was a bonus. And I think another really great part about it was being backstage and meeting all the dancers, and they were all so friendly, and like, it seems like sometimes if you're just across the internet from somebody, you're looking them up on the internet and like, oh wow, this person's so great, they would never talk to me, or they're like some kind of superhuman because they can dance so well, and then you meet them and then they're just like another person like you. So that was pretty inspiring, and I always think about that when I do fursuit dance competitions, and that's probably my most memorable thing anyway.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I enjoy that. I want to say when it comes to like, the dancing on the stage thing, you get kind of like that. I'm sure you get like that boost of adrenaline, that crazy rush going on when you're on stage. I bet
Totally.
like you feel like you're gonna have a heart attack, but you don't. So and
Absolutely.
you just do it.
Especially in fursuit dancing, because then you get tired so fast. You have your energy's all here, and then your energy's keeping you up throughout the dance, and then at the end of the dance, you're just totally dead.
Yeah. It's I personally really don't really do dancing anymore because I kind of like lost the interest in it. But like one of the main things, it's fine. But one of the main things that like I noticed it's a lot harder than regular dancing is the fact that you're pretty much wearing like 4 or 5 blankets on you while you do it, and you sweat like crazy.
Exactly.
Like I got to make sure at least I have at least 30 liters, no, not 30 liters, 30 milliliters of water in my system before I put it on, or I'm just gonna like immediately start sweating like crazy.
Absolutely. It's certainly harder than dancing outside of a fursuit in that respect. For me, that's kind of one of the fun parts. But it's also a part you have to be, like, that's also one of the challenges, I guess, is how I would word it.
I got you. That's pretty much, yeah. And then any last things you want to add on that might be like miscellaneous to like what you have to say about? Any other thoughts?
Have fun doing what you do, because that's the important part.
Yes.
Is my
definitely.
biggest final thought, I think. And I don't know if I have any other final thoughts. That's about it.
Okay. Anything social media wise you want to plug, or like a business or a black market thing you want to plug or anything?
Oh boy, yes. Absolutely. I don't know about black market. I do have a YouTube channel that's under my first owner's name, Yu Puffin. I have a Twitter that is also under my persona's name, Yu Puffin, and I also have a Fur Affinity that is also under my persona's name, Yu Puffin. If you look up Yu Puffin, basically anywhere you can find me. And
Right.
so yeah, I put Fursuit Friday and Freestyle Friday dances on my YouTube channel just about every week, plus some other miscellaneous videos, usually having to do with dances or costumes or something. And then yeah, there's the Twitter and my Fur Affinity, and Fur Affinity is where I put a lot of my art, and also where I do my commissions. So yeah.
Thank you. Okay, that's pretty cool. You all check her out right now, or you shall be forever cursed by the Puffin. But
I don't want to curse you, so please check me out so I don't have to curse you.
yeah. Yes, thank you so much for being on the show, you. Any last words before we sign out?
Thank you for having me, Seether. I hope everybody has a great day or night or whatever time it may be over there while you're watching this.
It's going to be uploaded at 2 o'clock in the freaking morning based off of my procrastination. But anyway, that has been it. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys in another time. So goodbye, everyone.
Bye!
Hello, people. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and also check out all of Yu Puffin's social media stuff. Yes, and if you do subscribe, I will promise you guys for high quality performance of me forcing other people to talk about their personal lives. Aren't I just great? Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in another video, so goodbye everyone.